The show's about to start.
Welcome to the first episode of 2018. This is season 4, episode 1. 2018, can you believe that? Oh my God, time passes by so fast. So tonight we're actually going to be going through your weird or interesting New Year's traditions. And we're also going to be answering the first set of relationship questions for 2018. I'm also going to be reading an interesting fan email that I got. So I'd like to read it on air. And Logic's here. Logic couldn't be bothered with us at the end of 2017, but he's here for 2018. So I guess that's good. Hey, y'all. And, of course, Shar is fashionably late, so couldn't ring in 2018 with her being on time. But how are y'all doing? Speaking of Shar, hold on. Here she comes. Oh, wait. I got to get her intro before I bring her on.
Corny.
Oh my god, too sexy by far.
Hi, Shar.
Hello. I'm fashionably 1 minute and 10 seconds late. So that means I'm on time. Hi, everyone.
Whatever. We couldn't start 2018 without you being late, so that's fine. It's all what Shar is.
Yeah, I have arrived. She has arrived. So what are we talking about today, guys? What's going on? How's everybody
doing? You missed
doing?
it all. Am I going to go through it all for you?
There's no way. It was 1 minute. It was exactly 60 seconds and then like 10 seconds after that. There's no way you could have gone through it all.
The funny thing is I did go through what we're discussing today.
Okay, well, can you do a recap? Do a recap. What's the recap?
Anyways, Logic.
Yes.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Why'd
you
say me like that? What?
My logic is undeniable.
You have to give everyone their theme song for 2018, you know that. No, because you were gone. You were gone the last show. What's going on? What's up? What did it do?
Well, that's why I said, how is everybody? Logic, you weren't here. Where's your teacher's excuse?
I just didn't show up.
Wow.
At least he's honest. At least he's honest. I have to respect the integrity.
Well, I guess that's it. Well, you missed a great show last week. So last week, actually, BJ, how can I forget BJ? Hi, BJ.
Hello.
You sound like you've been partying since January 1st.
Nah, I've just finished shoveling. That's what I was doing.
Snow?
Wow. No, shoveling dirt. Yes, no.
I wouldn't have a clue. It's hot. I wouldn't have a clue. I'm not even wearing a jacket. I can only wear a t-shirt. It's so warm here. You guys have snow. I'm like, oh my God, it's so cold out there. I feel really bad. Sorry.
Mm-hmm. Whatever.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Tell us that it's 110 in the shade over there in the summer.
Well, hopefully I won't be here in the summer. I'll be in Alaska. on a cruise on a cruise on my way to Alaska. Any place cold or cooler than here.
Okay.
Cooler than here.
You were actually moving.
No. Never been there actually. So BJ.
Yes.
How come you don't have an intro song? Where's your intro song?
I haven't gotten one for him, and I don't have one either.
I know.
Producer, good God.
Producer.
Yeah, we do need to make intro songs for. Then we'll be sitting here playing intro songs for half the show then.
Okay, the producer's intro song is the main song. You know, the note, the rock song.
Is just BJ then? BJ? It's just you who doesn't have an intro? I guess. We got to figure something out. I'll figure something out for BJ. More than likely, with my mind, it's going to encompass those two letters, BJ.
Okay.
So yeah, Logic, when you just decided not to show up. Last week, we actually went through, since it was the last show of 2017, we went through like the most commonly asked questions, relationship questions of 2017. We talked about the most listened to show of all time since we actually started. And, the number one relationship killer of 2017.
Social media?
Yeah, social media.
Yeah. Yep, that's what it is.
It was social media. It takes away a lot of people's time from each other, and people just going on there and seeing who their significant others talking to.
A bunch of broads up there looking at other broads' supposed life and then comparing their life to that broad in her life. That kind of stuff. Oh yeah, they went here. They such and such went here on vacation, and we never shut up and go clean the kitchen.
Wow.
18, wow. Yeah.
Yep, Logic's back. Logic is back.
Logic is not married.
No, it's always hilarious to me how you got all these people that want to complain and I want to do this, I want to go ahead, and your life is in shambles. What makes you think that you need to go on vacation? You're broke. Get your life together, then worry about vacation.
Well, that was the number one relationship killer of 2018. And then let me just go through the questions real quick. The questions we went over last week, which were the top 10 questions that were commonly asked to us in 2017 was, how can I spy on a cheating spouse? That was number one. How long can a man stay in a sexless marriage? How do you know you're marrying the right one? How do you deal with a long-term girlfriend who cheated on you? How can I end my relationship with a married man? Should I stay with the guy I love who's married but says he's leaving his wife? How do you know if a guy's interested? How do you meet a good woman? Is saying I prefer to date a certain race racist? And why are you laughing?
The dumbest question is, how do you meet a great woman? What are you talking about? It's the luck of the draw.
You never know.
Like, you definitely hang out at the corner of Sampson and such and such, and bunch of good women come through there all the time.
Take your pick.
Well, a lot of guys ask that question. I guess it's hard to find a good woman, so they want to know.
Crazy.
Good God.
I want to know who the guys are. Who's those guys? Damn.
It's saying I prefer to date a certain racist, and what is the best relationship advice for a happy relationship? Those are the top 10 questions of 2017. And then, finally, the most listened to show of all time. Did y'all go ahead and listen to that episode yet?
Not
Char,
yet.
I listened to part of it. I was working out, and I was like, okay, let me check this out. But I definitely want to just hear all of it. So, again, it's kind of fun.
What was it?
What?
Yeah. Well, I didn't say it yet. So the most listened to episode since we started was male and female myths debunked. So that was the most listened to. That's our most listened to episode. And you can actually go to our website, www.noconduct.com, and you can find it on there. So the last is going to have a blog post showing our current show. Click on that, and you'll find that show in there, male and female myths debunked. So, yeah, that was our show last week. Crickets. Crickets.
Wow.
Anyways, so what y'all do for New Year's? New Year's Eve, New Year's Day?
New Year's? stayed in, watched the fireworks, had sex. That's all I did.
Bernie, BJ, you have sex quite often, so I don't know if that would.
Hold on.
I don't know if that would be anything different. Lately, we've been hearing about a lot of sex on the show. So is that anything different?
How do you know that I have sex quite often?
Because you've been sharing lately, which you haven't done in all these years. Yes, you have. Oh, yes, you have. Oh, yes, I have.
Looking in your window.
Looking at my window.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I thought you said listening. Well,
she's been looking in your window. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what I did anyway.
We've definitely been keeping track. Trust me, and the listeners.
You've been keeping track.
Everybody. Because BJ never talks about. He never even talks about sex. Lately, he's been talking about it. It's been several shows.
She asked a question. I was honest. I gave an honest answer.
I think it's great. It's healthy. I mean, you should live longer.
Healthy.
I just came back from a cardiologist. He told me great sex will keep me around longer, so I'm going to keep doing it
healthy.
too.
Hold on. Live longer. Back up. Slow down.
Back up.
How is that live
you
longer
didn't know
having
that?
sex? Having sex more live longer.
Your heart. You keep that heart rate going, get it stronger,
good question.
and more endurance will keep you here longer.
Are you going to live to 100, Char? Are you going to live to 100 now?
I actually don't desire to, because by the time you get that old, you're almost decrepit. In most cases, decrepit and falling apart. If I can't have quality of life, what's the point? But I want to get close though, but not that close.
Wow. Yeah. Oh, BJ. Oh my God!
But I'm going to keep having sex though until I'm 100.
Don't say it like
BJ,
that.
we have to tell Logic this. What was the closing statement Char made last week? What was it again?
Oh, damn.
I remember it. What was it? Guys fall at her feet or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
we were talking about.
Okay, what did you guys set it up though? Set it up for Logic so it makes sense.
We were asking, or we answered one of the questions. What was it? How do you meet a good woman, or what is the best relationship advice? One of those two. And so Char was basically like, she's a good woman, yada yada yada, and she doesn't. That was it. She doesn't have to go out and meet guys. Guys fall at her feet.
Oh yeah,
that's what she was saying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, what?
Yeah,
so
because they asked me how do I meet them or something. How do you meet them or how do you find or something like that? And I said I don't have to. Because if I walk out my door, it's actually annoying. When you're a pretty girl, people don't realize it's annoying to bat people off all the time. To be 500 pounds with no teeth and bald might be a treat every now and then. Because at least people ignore you and you can just go about your day.
The last people of the year. That was her. I was like, what?
That was her final comment of 2017.
And I had to tell her.
Well, I'll go down in history with that one.
and I said, bye, Felicia.
Oh, you did? Oh, and I said, boy, bye.
Both me and BJ were just like, wow, really?
You guys set yourselves up for that, because the way that you asked the question, it didn't give me a choice. I was backed into a corner. You're asking me what do I do to meet men? What do I do? I don't have to. Why would I go out looking for men? I don't have to do. Most women shouldn't have to do that, really. Honestly, if you take care of yourself, why would a woman have to go out looking for a man? If you have the right qualities that will attract the right type of man, they will come to you. They may not fall at your feet, but they will come to you.
In your opinion, a woman shouldn't have to do any work whatsoever.
Wow.
To find
no, I just said, no, yes, absolutely. I just said physically and mentally and education, everything you can offer should already be a package that you walk around with so that you don't have to trip over yourself to try to be too thirsty to try to meet someone. If you have the right qualities, the man will come to you. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't try. I'm saying don't make it some. A lot of women try too hard. A lot of women try too hard, and that pushes men away.
So in your opinion, every woman out here that has no dude is because she's not a.
Okay, that phone is totally unacceptable. Whoever that is, you're getting a demerit.
That was the producer. I apologize. Continue.
Okay, well, in that case, we'll let it slide as a producer. Go ahead, Logic. As you were, Logic.
In your opinion, every woman out here that doesn't have a dude is because she's not up to snuff.
Because she's not what? What was that?
She's not up to par. She's not above board. Is that what you're trying to say? That, you know, if she doesn't have a guy, and it's because that she's lacking?
Well, I won't say lacking, but how about this? Maybe she's not ready. Every single soul walking the earth has something to offer, male or female. But women, especially women, know that they're designed for men. Men know they really can't live without women one way or the other. They're going to want one. So all you have to do is just all you have to do as a woman is use the gifts that God gave you. Use your charm. Use your sensuality. Use your brains. Use your beauty. Use your, interesting conversation, whatever it is. But you present that and people will come to you. Now, if you walk around feeling sorry for yourself and you're standoffish or you don't want to talk to anyone, remember when Kai was saying if she goes to a party, she's kind of like a wallflower. She's not going to be talking to all these people.
No. I don't have to.
You said something like
I don't want to sit here and sound like, but I'm me 100%, and I'm completely fine. I don't go up and talk to people. I'm completely fine. So you could actually take that off the table.
Okay, but that makes it difficult for most women. I'm just saying when you have if someone has that kind of personality, it will make it more difficult. If you learn to embrace and your gifts, whatever they are, and then display them in an appropriate way when the time is right, men will come to you. But if you hold on to them, or if you're shy, or you don't have self-esteem, no one wants to be around someone who's is feeling who's down on themselves and doesn't have confidence.
I could actually argue that because I am shy. And when you first meet me, I'm a complete dick. That's just how I am. I'm sarcastic. I make fun of you, but I don't have any problems with that. That's just my quote unquote gifts. I'm very.
Damn, that's a gift. Damn.
That sounded more like a setback. It sounds like a setback to me.
I haven't had any problems. That's what I'm saying. You come and talk to me, and I will. If I don't like something about you, I'm gonna tell you. Like, that's just me.
Okay, but if you're an accordion,
most guys say they like feistiness, which I think is stupid. Which I tell them that, and that's just how they roll it up. But according to logic, his theory is that guys just put up with whatever because they want the end result. So maybe that's why they put up with it.
Listen, it's not a theory, Sweet Cake. That's
true.
exactly the reason that every guy is friends with a girl, is just cordial or whatever he's dealing with her horse shit. As long as it takes for him to get up in those sheets and do what he has to do, and then that's it. Once the novelty is over, he will never deal with that again unless he's one of these, what I like to call serial archivers, where he'll leave the relationship ambiguously so he can always come back later and say, hey, I was thinking about you, and, what's going on? Everything. This could be years later. I've seen it. So a lot of women think they got it figured out. I'm like, oh, so-and-so called me. What do you think that means? A dry spell. That's what that means. It's nothing more.
He may be desperate. He may be desperate at that moment too.
It has nothing to do with
Nobody else is
desperation.
answering.
It has nothing to do with desperation. Sex is what a lot of people do when they're bored. So if he has a lot of boredom going on in his life, he could be married. He could have just had a kid, and the mendacity of his life is kind of getting to him, and it's just like, you know what? And then do a little research, and because most of you broads put everything on Facebook, all you take 10, 15 minutes of research, figure it out if you got somebody or not, and that's it. He's DMing you. That's what's happening. That's the whole problem with social media. Furthermore, from what Char just said, I got a hint. I got a hint for you. It's not that many great guys out here. Most dudes are just average pieces of shit running around. They're in a relationship for whatever idiotic reason that they're in the relationship, and it's usually some dumb airhead chick that they're with that's convincing themselves, I think he really loves me. And no, he's just with you because he wants some in-house cooch. There's very few guys that are above that level and are actually great guys. So this theory that you got that all these great guys are just going to pick up on the fact that you're a great woman and come looking for you. That's nonsense. I'm telling you right now, and you should know that personally because of the hard road that you've been traveling. You should know there's not that many good guys out here.
Yeah.
Why would you
I mean, I know that. I know
there's
that.
good women out. There's good women out there, and just because they don't have a dude in their life doesn't mean they're lacking anything. It just could mean right one hasn't come along. There's plenty of scumbags that's going to want to tell these women everything they want to hear in order to get the draws. Yeah, but if they're using common sense and able to see through his nonsense and say, okay, this dude is full of crap, let me keep it moving, then yeah, that's why she would still be alone.
Right. And then the good guys, they don't want to get with, they be single because they don't want to get with no women that they're trying to run game on them. They single.
There you go. There's a lot of chicks out here that made a lot of bad decisions in life, and they're looking for a dude to tie up that red tape.
Yep.
The bills are crazy, and I just need help with these kids.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, you're making this real pleasant for me. Let me stop everything that I've been doing and start investing all my time and money into your problem. And let me put my life on hold. Oh, God. How did a gem like this come my way?
See? Crazy.
Oh, listen, I'm just saying what it is,
that's
man.
The truth. Yeah, that's the truth.
Listen, this is a very well-kept secret. Most chicks out here are bums. They can barely keep a car running. I think I tried to, what does it mean when the car goes and it doesn't kick over? It means you need to take it to the mechanic and get it fixed. That's what it means. Well, I don't know how I'm going to get it work.
Money.
All right, well, let me know how it worked out tomorrow. I'll call you back.
Trying to run that game.
Wow.
What? What? Am I supposed to run across town to make sure she gets to work? No. Catch the bus. Download Uber. It's free.
Yeah, get an Uber. Yeah.
Man.
So you're saying that only if the girl is not with you? Like y'all just started talking, or you're saying that if that was your girl?
No, listen. I don't care if I've been talking to this girl for 6 months. If she starts to have it, listen. There's an archetype that I like to call Calamity Jane. Every time you turn around, she has a problem.
She has a problem.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody has that much bad luck in life. Where every single time I turn around, this bill is late, or you got a problem with your landlord, or this person at work is giving you shit, or I just got laid off, and my car just did this, and I just dropped my phone down the manhole. What are you doing in life? What are you doing? You need a new phone now? Yeah, well, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. You're great, but I have to hang up now. Give me a call when you figure things out, because this is too much. This is like raising a teenager.
Yeah, that's what.
No, it's not. No, it's no damn. I'm not raising any kids, including grown women. You need to talk to your mother and father and figure out why at 37 you're still making the mistakes you made at 22. Yep. That's a problem. And if a dude was doing the same thing, there'd be plenty of women that would tell their girlfriends, stop
kick
talking
it to the curb. Yep,
he needs you to help him with his rent. You just met him in July.
Yep.
Well, he's a really good guy, and he's just had his bad on luck. Oh, well, now you got to go take him to work. Oh, now he needs a new cell phone. Oh, well, what happened with his kids? You need to help him with. No.
Nope.
There's a lot of dudes that give chicks passes because they got boobs. Kick them to the curb.
Yep.
Plenty of boobs out there. Plenty.
28.
And if there's not in your town, you need to move to a bigger town. Don't let no chick hold you hostage with panties. No, I'm telling you.
No.
I will jump off the building every time. You're not going to make me become your little puppet. No.
That's good.
I'll take my chances.
Crazy.
And here we have Logic back. Well, I wish you were here
to hear woman
that.
Out here. What?
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying there would be no woman that would tell their girl to go jump through all those hoops. But for some reason, when you switch it to a man dealing with a woman, women try to then twist it or manipulate men and say, oh well, there ain't no good men out here because he doesn't want to fix your life. That doesn't make him a good man. That makes him a slave. He's stopping what he's doing, his progress, to help you. What does he get out of it besides seeing a smile on your face for a couple of minutes? A couple months down the line, you're going to forget what he did today. You ain't going to think about it. True or false?
Well, men actually let this happen. Not
their fault.
to say that I'm actually advocating women being douchebags, but if men let it happen, then what's the downside? Where do they see that they have to stop?
Well, men don't, because, again, this is what I just said. Like, there's a lot of guys out there that feel grateful when a woman wants to have sex with them. Me, on the other hand, I feel like having sex with a beautiful woman is my birthright. So why should I be happy? No, it is. Listen, what am I going to say? That it's my birthright to bang an ugly fat chick? No. I believe that I should be able to bang a bad chick. So my thing is, you're sitting here, that would literally be like somebody saying, hey, you help me with my problems. Guess what I'm going to do for you? What? I'm going to let you breathe air. What? I can breathe air regardless. Yeah, but it'll be fresh air. Okay, well, all I got to do is just take a trip and go somewhere and breathe fresh air. You're not the gatekeeper of fresh air. You know, just because you have fresh air right now, I can just go down the street and get some fresh air. I'm good. It's the same thing with girls. Girls will have this attitude like, well, you know, you did all of this, but she stays with you. So that's what she's supposed to do. You're in a monogamous relationship. You're supposed to stay. That's not you're not. I'm not getting anything in return for my effort. You know. So what? She's banging me, and I can just go find another chick that will. And this is the reason why dudes don't want to marry chicks anymore, because today's standard is that women will live with you, they'll have your babies, and they'll have sex with you without you investing anything. How many girls out there got kids, no man around, or they're living with some guy that they're not married, or they're having sex with dudes that they probably won't talk to again? So it's like all those things that were social, you know, foundational issues that dudes would latch on to, like, okay, I want to find a great girl. And on top of that, I need to be a great guy to get this great girl to want to marry me. None of those things exist anymore.
Yeah.
People can't even be bothered to invest. What?
Yeah. Well, no. Why buy the cow? We all know that little I don't know, whatever that motto. Why buy the cow when you can have the milk for free? I guess it's some kind of motto, but it makes sense. I mean, people just give it away, and they don't have any standards anymore, or enough integrity to say no. You know, no. This is what I expect of you. I feel like I'm worthy of this or worth this, but they don't. These girls just want to say they have a man, and they just, you know, keep having babies, and the guys move on to the next one. And pretty much
half the time they don't even care about saying that they have a man anymore. But like it's chic for a chick to just bang a dude and go home with smeared makeup. Like that's a cute thing. You know, it's no longer a shameful thing like that, and it's no longer a shameful thing for a man to get a girl pregnant and not be with her. Just
well, it's trendy. It's trendy to be the side chick also now. When have we ever lived in any lifetime where people brag about that? Yeah, they brag about being a side chick now.
Yeah, that is insane.
And that,
they're proud.
I never heard of that, but that's how it is now.
Right.
I told my niece over the holiday. She was like, "Oh, Bernie, I met this guy. You know, I'm dating this guy, and I like this other guy." I said, "Well, go with the one you like. Don't get two guys." And now she's not dating two guys. I said, "You know what? You're a whore now." She's like, "Why you call me a whore? Because you're a whore. You sleep with two guys." And she said, "Oh my God, you call me a whore." I said, "You are a whore." I said, "Just like that." She said, "I said stick with one, not two. It's ridiculous." She's only 19, going crazy. I was like, "Please."
Only 19? Good God, already? And she's all doing all of that?
That's only 19. Yeah, that's normal.
Listen,
19, they do it when they're 17, 16.
19 nowadays, that's moderate.
Yeah, that's like
they're starting at 15.
Yeah, that's scary. Yeah, 15. You know, stupid.
Okay, but Kai. Okay, from a woman's perspective, Kai, when you were 19, I mean, tell me what's so wrong with her? When you're younger, that's when you're supposed to date casually and not get too serious with one person. Because you don't know what you want. Why would you just hook up with one person? That's what you do when you're younger.
What's the problem with that? Char, what's the problem with that?
No, but don't call her a whore because she's dead. That's what you're supposed to do. You should never. You're probably in school. She may be in school. You need to focus on your studies. What about your life? What about your future? That is why you date casually. You don't get all serious with one guy when you're that young. You don't know what you want. You're just starting your life. Calling her a whore is so out of bounds. That is not a whore. And just because you're dating doesn't mean you're sleeping with all the guys anyway.
I have a question for you, Char. I have a question for you. So do you think somebody being a whore only has like an age step to it? So if you're doing this and you're 36, that's what constitutes you as being a whore? But if you're doing this and you're like 18, this is what you're supposed to do? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, there's two factors. The first factor is she's not a whore because she's dating two guys. The second factor is when you're that young, that is exactly what you should do is at least experiment your boundaries so you know what's out there. You don't have to screw them all. You don't have to. She doesn't have to have sex with them all. Dating doesn't mean that you're opening your legs every time. That's not true. People assume that. That's not true. But to have her locked down to one, because like BJ said, just pick one or just be with one. No, that's not fair. Then she gets pregnant. When you get too serious, that's what happens.
Fair.
What if she thinks, what if she, that makes no sense.
How is that unfair to her to be in a monogamous relationship?
Please
tell
How is it
unfair? She can't even spell the word at 19. I'm sure she has goals. I'm sure she wants to be in school. People have high school sweethearts. People have high school sweethearts, and you wonder why it fizzles out when they go to college.
Char, explain to me, how is it unfair to her?
I actually didn't use the term unfair. I said that I felt like what you
just said.
Unfair.
Oh my God!
You did say unfair.
To call her a whore is inappropriate. I'll say that. It's inappropriate. She's 19 years old. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. She's 19 years old. She doesn't know what she wants from life, and to settle down that soon can be a big mistake. It can be a big mistake. School or her future is the most important thing more than anything else, and if you don't get involved too seriously with one guy, there's a better chance you could focus on your goals. When you date casually, you don't have to open your legs, but you just have a chance to see what's out there so that then you can decide as you mature, okay, this is someone that I like. I think I want to get serious with this guy.
What do you think?
Anyone. You know what, you guys, ask the listeners to poll in on this because I know that I'm not wrong about this. I know I'm not. There's no way in the world. You guys are being extreme on this, really, for this poor girl. 19 years old. What are you worried about?
Yeah, you know how Char is. You might as well just wait.
I hear you. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Char, you said casual dating, okay? I'm going to forget all the rest of the horse shit you said. Casual dating. What do you think casual dating means for a 19 to 27-year-old in that range? What do you think casual dating is?
Okay, I wasn't using such an extended range logic. I just simply said
listen to me. You look, you're dancing, and I'm asking you a direct question. You made a statement and said, wait a minute.
I wasn't talking about someone who's almost 30.
First, before you respond, you made a statement and you said that when you're young that way, you should just be casually dating so you can focus on your goals. So, if casual dating for a young person does not mean her opening her legs, what do you think these young people are doing when they're, quote, casually dating?
In most cases, there'll be one person that they like more that they're probably having sex with. But it doesn't mean that you have sex with every other guy that you go out with. Because you may, because you're too young to know what you want. Why would you be in a serious relationship so you can just be settled down and pretend you're married at 19? I'm not talking about anybody past the age of 19 or 20. I wasn't talking about somebody that's 27 years old. Someone that's 27 years old is a lot more mature than a 19-year-old. They're almost 30. I wasn't talking about that age range. I'm talking about 19, 20, fresh out of high school, I'm fresh into college. Some people don't graduate from high school until they're 19. But fresh into college and well behind the ears, spring chicken, all of that. Probably can't spell the word monogamous and all that. I'm
going to tell you right now. I'm really telling you right now. It's because of women like you that these girls are out here acting the way they are. Because that's
not true.
The advice that you just gave was the most idiotic bullshit I've ever heard. You're going to tell a young girl that it is in some way morally wrong for her to try and make a connection with a single person, that she should be dating all kind of guys. This sets an attitude.
I didn't say it was morally wrong. I said it was inappropriate to call her a whore.
I'm done with the back and forth with you. From what you said, the essence of what you said will lay a foundation for a young girl that I need not take a relationship seriously. That if something else comes along that captures my attention, and we all know for young people it is very easy for them to get distracted with some new shiny thing that comes along just because she settled into a relationship. This is the reason why.
Focus on your studies. You are 19. Focus on your studies and get.
First of all, everybody's not going to college. That's one.
It doesn't matter. Focus on your goals. If you're working at Burger King, Burger King, focus on your goals. You don't need to be in a serious tie-down relationship pretending to be married, acting like you're a wifey or something. That's what some of these girls think they want. And the next thing you know, you're pregnant. And then what?
If you think the majority of young kids out here have an idea of what they want to do in life, you don't understand children. You don't understand young people. If you think they actually have a clear goal that they have in their mind of what they want, half of the kids out here don't know who they are. And you're giving this girl who doesn't know who she is, and if she's coming from a family life of a broken relationship between her parents, then she truly does not know who she is, doesn't know what to expect out of relationships. If she has an absent father,
then don't date at all. You're not ready. If you're that broken, don't date at all. Keep your legs closed and just focus on what you need to do in your life. That's it. You don't need anybody then. You don't need anybody then. No, I'm not. If you come from a broken home and your parents were all screwed up, then you don't need a man at all. Just figure your life out. That's all you need to do. Just figure your life out.
Tell her, you don't need to be settling down. You got all your blah, 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 blah. And if somebody was to tell her, hey, listen, don't listen to Aunt Shar. She don't know what she's talking about, okay? What you need to do is figure out what it is that you want to do in life. Oh, well, she don't know what she's going to do in life, and she needs to stop it. You just gave her two opposite
Well, I'm pretty sure the last thing she wants to do in life is get pregnant. So I'm pretty sure the last thing she wants to do is get serious with the first guy that comes along and move in with him, be dependent on him because she doesn't have an education, she doesn't have any goals or any focus, and I'm pretty sure that what she didn't want to do was do all of that and get pregnant, end up with this baby. Why? Because she got too serious too soon.
So you think every girl out here on welfare that's living in the projects with kids with no men around is because she got too serious about a guy?
Not always,
really?
But did you hear what else I said? Did you hear what else I said? There's plenty of women, when you get into a serious relationship too soon, you become dependent on that man, you move in with him, you think that you're married. That's what happens when you think that you want to be with one guy. You don't need to be doing all of that. That's doing the most at 19.
Sweetheart.
It is. You're child right. So then you don't need to be focused on how to be a wife. Logic, you can't win every time. Logic, you can't win every time. You can't win every time, Logic. I'm sorry. Logic, you can't win every time. You can't win every time. You just can't. You just can't win. No, Logic. You cannot win every time. Do you know how many relationship experts? Do you know how many relationship experts give exactly the same advice that I just gave? Do you know how many relationship experts? Oh yes, absolutely.
Relationship experts are giving people the advice to not be monogamous.
That is the what they say is don't get serious so soon when you're that young. To date casually and focus on your life, your goals, and be
out of your
himself.
fucking
Period.
mind.
That's exactly what they say. That's exactly what they say.
Right there.
That's exactly what they say.
Listen,
they don't tell you
right
to
now,
be all cuddled up and hugged up with some guy that told you he loves you, and you think that's your boyfriend. And the next thing you know, you're playing wifey, and then he moves on to the next one after you give you a couple of babies.
Are telling young guys and young girls to just go out there and just fuck casually until
they
you
didn't
get about
say
maybe
that.
30 something.
You're assuming that some women don't have common sense, that they have to just bang let a guy run up in there. Every guy doesn't have to run up in there like that. Every woman is not for that.
Sure.
Maybe the women that you know, maybe the women you know, but how about the women you don't know?
Sure. Kid, you're talking about young people.
Yeah,
19, 20, 25,
21.
They are surging. Listen to me. They're surging with hormones. Cannot tell these two people who are surging with hormones because they're young that they're going to be in close proximity and together all the time. You ain't going to tell them that they're not going to start doing nothing physical.
Right.
Very, very small percentage of the population will actually adhere to some belief or core ethics that their family has given them and will stay virgins until they meet their life partner. But the rest of them are going to be banging in cars, alleyways, empty apartments when their family goes away on a trip, or the mom got to go check on the grandma. My mom's going to be going at 2 o'clock. You got to be hurry. You got to hurry up and don't go around the back because my neighbors is going to tell. They figure it out.
That's reality.
This is surging through them. You can't stop it. So for you to then say, turn these people loose and tell them to casually just go out there and intermix and mingle with each other until you're around 30-something. Then you can think about getting serious about life. By that time, the mentality is already set of relationships don't matter. Truth in a relationship with my partner doesn't matter. That I can just wait, be with this guy, bang him until something else comes along, or I can be with this girl, get her pregnant, we can have a kid, but hey, I don't have to stay with her because some other girl might come along and I'm too young to tie myself down to her and be a father or a husband or whatever. That's the sucker. I'm not going to tie myself down because I got dreams and goals. What they are, God only knows. Maybe I want to play basketball or be a rock star. I haven't done anything to do such a thing to make it happen, but I can still just say that because I'm young, dude, right now. Figure life out. And what do they say all the time? Find out who I am or find myself. And, that usually is drugs and sex and doing nothing with your life for a good 10, 15 years. That's nonsense. And that's the reason why so many kids out here with no fathers, no foundation of family, no mothers, they out doing whatever they doing because the grandparents is raising them.
Because their mothers didn't figure their life out or at least attempt to stay focused on what they need to do. Okay, so if someone's immature, they don't know what to do, or they're loose and fast, of course they're going to fall by the wayside and be a statistic. But every female is not like that.
How would one become loose and fast, Shar? How would one become loose and fast? What road would they have to travel to get there?
When you don't know what you want in your life, why do you think
people are telling you to not be serious about any relationship that you're in? Is that how you become young and fast? Because it sounds like that's the way that you become young and fast.
Yeah.
It's called
anything serious.
Anyway, it's called stay focused. It's just that simple. Stay focused. And if you don't do that, then you will be young and fast. It's one or the other. So every woman doesn't have to fall into your. Every woman does not have to fall into your statistic. Every woman doesn't have to fall into your statistic. You're probably talking about urbanized life anyway. Obviously, lower income. Lower income people that live in low income areas or less educated, of course they're going to make more of those mistakes and have more children out of wedlock and maybe not be educated or maybe not have their goals or maybe not be able to take care of themselves. And that's not me. Look at any statistics. Since you guys are so into statistics,
I have listeners messaging in saying you're pissing them off. Let me say this.
Listen, what you just said was a racist statement. Okay.
It was probably a listener that's 50 years old and doesn't remember when she was 19 years old.
Oh my God.
Char, stop.
What you just said was foundationally racist. It has nothing to do with any culture, any race, any ethnicity. This is all young people that are going to be put in this situation where they have no guidance and they're not told to things seriously in their life. That's the way they're going to go. It is not, quote, urbanized. This is happening in the suburbs.
Where are they getting their guidance from? If mama works 3 jobs and their great-grandmother is raising them, where are they getting their guidance from? In the urban areas.
I know. That's again, Shar.
Wow. It's
again,
true.
Shar.
It is. It
Shar.
actually is
No,
cultural
it's
after a while. It's not, we didn't ask for that. That's
people, Shar, there are rich people whose daughters or sons are whores.
Wow.
What are you talking about? Look at Paris Hilton. What are you talking about? Look at Kim Kardashian.
How many Paris Hiltons and Kims do you have out there? But how many do you have out there? How many? They're socialites.
What are you
talking
about?
But by far, are there that many? Why do you think they focus on those two? There's not a lot of them. There's a lot of thoughts out there, but there may not be a lot of socialites that are rich. Anyway, if the whole panel would look at statistics more about what's happening in the world, you all wouldn't argue. You would have your facts straight just like I do. It's the same with the listener. By the way, the same with that listener.
Okay, let's go through the stats, Star. What's happening in the world is people are becoming more loose. People are having babies more before they get married than they did back then. What are you talking about if we all looked at the statistics like we're just sitting here staring at a wall and you're the only one who's educating yourself? Are you serious right now?
I didn't say that they had to be married either. I didn't say that because you don't have to jump into marriage that soon either. I wasn't saying that. You said just because they're not married.
One of our listeners messaged in and asked, "Is this why you were a whore?"
Oh, wow.
Is this why you are one? Because it takes one to know one. So apparently you're asking about yourself.
Shot to the gut.
So how long have you been a whore, listener? How long? Or have you stopped?
Fired, listener. You want to answer that?
Wow.
And then what I wanted to say to Logic, I know you're trying to say this to Shar. However, I think Shar is speaking from her experience. So that's why she's trying to tell.
I'm not. I'm not. I read a lot.
Like, I'm not happy with my man or whatever. I'm not happy with her current man.
No.
But I'm saying
not at
she
all.
got married.
Let's
hold on, Logic. Shar, you got all your crap out. I want to say something. You're not going to talk over me, okay? Thank you. So, I was saying, she got married at 19. She got divorced. She had a kid. Then she stayed by herself till she's 50. So, I think she's speaking from her relationship, from her experience, thinking that what she did was a mistake, getting married young, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. However, not everybody falls into that situation. It doesn't matter if you get married at 27, 28, 35. If you just haven't met the right one, you're still going to go through problems. I know people who were married, they were high school sweethearts. I know a couple of people who were high school sweethearts, went to my high school, and they're still happily married. I know some people who got together when they were like, I don't know, late 20s, got divorced. It just depends on the situation, and I'm not going to tell girls to go out there and play the field for you to figure out what you want. Personally, I hope my daughter gets married straight out of high school, because another topic another area that I disagree with you on is, hold on, I wrote it down. You were saying that, if you date casually, you can more focus on your goals and who you are, which is completely untrue, because you're busy wondering what Billy and Bob and Tom and Dick and Harry are doing when they're coming over. You have to schedule your time around them, whatever. Whereas if you're focused on one guy, and also if you have like 15 guys in your Rolodex, not one of them are going to care about you enough to help you achieve your goals. However, if you're focused on one person, one guy, and he cares about you, he is going to lift you up and help you achieve those goals. You are going to be able to focus because he's going to be right there with you trying to help you attain your goals. So you're completely wrong, and I think you're just going off of what you went through.
Kai, 15 guys is a whore. I never said that. I said casually means one or two.
2 guys is
maybe
a whore.
3 max.
2 guys is a whore.
15 guys at one time, that's a whore.
2 guys is a whore.
No, it's not. I don't agree with that. I totally don't agree with that. And by the way, listeners, panel, and Kai, and everybody else, by the way, everybody, FYI, I was married 20 years. It wasn't some casual thing where, oops, I got married, oops, I had a baby, oops, I got pregnant. No, I was married for 20 years.
My thing is that you got married young.
But you said I was by myself all that time until No. But you were saying I was by myself all that time until I turned 50. I was not. I was married for 20 years out of my life. So it's think about it. So no, but this has absolutely nothing to do with me.
40, so you're telling
that
me
has
only
nothing
between 40
to do with
and 50 is when you were doing the sugar daddy stuff and everything like that?
No. I said I was married for 20 years, and I got married when I was 18. So that you figure. So that is an extra.
Between 40 and now is when you did all of that.
Logic. Good
no,
God.
listen. When I got a divorce, I was probably like 34. Do you see what I mean? So it's been like less than 15, 16 years.
Wait a minute.
That I have not been married.
Hold on. Your math is not adding up. If you said you got married at 18, you were married for 20 years, you're 38 when you're getting divorced, so you're 40, like she said. So between 40 and now is when you did all of that sexual stuff.
No, I wasn't 40. No. So let me round it off. It was probably close. Let me tell you what happened. He went to prison, and technically we were still married. I told you guys that. I told you guys he went to prison for a few years. I told you guys that.
No, wait a minute. Let me get my
technically still married. On paper, we were still married. We were still married on paper. That's what I'm saying. But I had moved away to another state and everything. So, so really, I've been single for 15 or 16.
So basically, it's
no, but it has nothing to do with. It has nothing to do with my experience. I read a lot. I watch a lot of these social shows about social systems and the world and culture and people that live in different areas and what happens to them, education. And so but they're saying exactly the same thing. And I listen to what other studies say, and I do listen to some of these experts, some of them, not all of them, and that's where I'm getting all of this. It has absolutely nothing equally to do with my life.
You know what I like about myself?
You said you've been reading a lot.
Logic,
what have you been reading?
Listeners.
Wait,
Star Logic and listeners, you and BJ. You know what I like about myself is that I don't follow the masses. I'm not a freaking
That's right.
That's what I like about myself. So
you're supposed to.
Excuse me, I'm talking about educational information. I don't follow the masses. This is education.
Whatever you say is education. Just because everybody else says that, I don't know, you should play the field and get to know. I don't care. I want my daughter to get married young. That's what I want. If she gets divorced, she gets freaking divorced. Who cares? But I want her to get married young so she's not out there playing the field, not out there thinking that, hey, Tom is good, but Billy has more, so let me see what he can do for me. I want her to get married young. And if I had my sense that I have now, I would have tried to get married straight out of high school. Or if my mom or whatever, if they had that in them, I would have wanted to get married straight out of high school. I believe it's better. You're not out there catching diseases, for instance, or racking up points on your belt, becoming the whore. You're not out there having to figure out how many people you did sleep with so then you could divide it by 2 and then tell the person that you finally get with, oh, yeah, I've only been with 2 people, knowing it's a bull-faced lie.
Or even
and also, hold on, Logic. Also, it builds a sense of discipline. You discipline yourself because you're not out there, oh, well, I'm free and loose. I can screw anything I want. To know you're disciplined. You know that you only have one person and you have to keep your legs closed. So it builds that discipline and responsibility as well. So this whole thing about people saying you shouldn't get married young, but, have a child whenever, it's bullshit. You should get married young and hold off to have a child. Get married, you and your husband live your 20s, and then hold off till you're near 30 to have a kid. That's what I believe. But, continue on with your education.
Unfortunately, Kai, according to this new survey, 86% of people that marry young end in divorce, so it usually doesn't work.
What does that mean?
They're too young. They don't know what they want.
No. Okay, pull up a survey about people who got married older. People who got married older. How many of them got divorced? You're acting like
no, Kai, it's less because when you're older, it's 1 out of 2. When you're older, it's 50%, but 86% is high. 1 out of 2 people that marry do end in divorce, and they're talking about people that are.
Well, what are you talking about?
No, but this is 86%.
And Star, did you not hear what I said?
86% of people that marry young get a divorce. 86% over 50. Hello, that's much higher. I'm looking at it here. They're saying because the reason why is because people don't have a chance to find themselves. They don't even know who they were when they got married. They didn't explore life. They didn't have other experiences. They might have got had babies young, didn't have a career, didn't have education, or maybe wanted to. They miss a lot. They miss a lot, and people start to have regret. People start to have regret.
I think you mean Playboy.
Well, if you go into a marriage and you have a mother like Shar telling you, well, you were too young to get married, and they keep putting doubts in your head, then yes, you will have regret.
Well, my mother never said that. My mother never said that. My mother never said that to me. My mother never said that to me, though.
Most women do not uphold their daughters if they get into a relationship, a monogamous relationship, or a marriage young. Most older women are running around talking about how horrible men are just trash, you should just blah, 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 and putting doubts into their daughter's head. So, yes, if you don't have that foundation, if you don't have somebody holding your back like that, try to tell you, well, marriage is tough, but you got to work it out. Yes, y'all are going to grow apart, but you got to find a way to come back together and find out why y'all got together in the first place. No, if you don't have that, then, yes, you're going to get divorced. And
so tell that to the other tell that to the 86% of the people in the world that are in that age group who have divorced because it didn't work out. So in your perfect world that would work. In your perfect world that would work, Ty. My mother was 19. My mother was 19 when she got married. My mother was 19 when she got married. So it wasn't like she's against. She never said don't do it. She never mentioned anything like that. Never had anything negative to say. She was always supportive. Period.
What advice did your mother give you for a marriage? What did she tell you?
Well, of course, she said, she was, in order to stay strong, you have to have communication. And, she always told me that. She said, you have to be, be committed, just, be able to talk and just, and if when things are tough, just make sure that you're always open to be able to get through it. And just don't give up, always just stick with it. She was always supportive. I never had an issue with that whatsoever. She was married young herself. She knows, it didn't work out for her, but that's okay. I mean, that's just at that time, things were different in the world even. So she was never against it or anything like that.
Listen, things are not different. Things are the same. And the problem is that people keep trying to convince themselves that things are so different. The reason that women are so unhappy nowadays, even though they have more rights than they ever had, is because at the end of the day, women still want the same thing they did back in the 1900s, which is a strong man that knows where he's going, has a clear plan, and will not allow a chick to railroad him. The fact that there's so many jelly-spined dudes walking around that's like, well, I don't agree with you having this guy around, but if that's your friend, I have no right to tell you. And women think that that's what they want to hear, but as they get older and as time gets on, they start to resent that man for not standing up for himself, not having any real conviction. If you don't stand for anything, you fall for everything. Yeah, no woman wants that kind of guy. You know what I mean? That's the reason. And it's the same thing with relationships. You're saying all of this stuff like, oh, you're too young to even know who you are. And as Kai said, the biggest mistake you can make is having children too young. But even if you don't want to go marching down to City Hall and the Justice of the Peace, at least instill in these children the need to be in a committed relationship. When you have no commitment to anything, that is laying a foundation that nothing matters. I can do whatever I want. There's no repercussions. There's nothing. I can do whatever I want. So therefore, none of these guys are going to take these girls serious. None of these girls are going to take these guys serious. And for the first time, a lot of psychologists are saying females, the chemical process that happens when a girl has sex is in her mind, she pair bonds with her mate. But because women are bouncing around to so many dudes now, because of this hookup culture, as they call it, women are losing the ability to pair bond with a man. So sex is no longer the glue anymore, because people are doing it and using it like it's a drug hit, and it is a drug hit because endorphins kick. So even though you might not be an alcoholic, you might not be on drugs, it has the same effect as somebody using heroin. So if you're telling these young kids, don't commit to anything. Have kids if you want. Shack up if you want. But do not feel that relationship that you're in means anything. And you can keep getting those dopamine hits constantly with having sex with all of these different people, using Tinder, using all of these different apps that you don't even have to pay for. You can just swipe left, have sex, keep it moving. That's what's destroying the fabric now. And that's why a lot of guys are getting frustrated because these girls, they got the wrong idea about relationships. And the baby boomer community has taken a lot of options away from this generation to be able to make anything of themselves as far as jobs, money. You go to all of that college you're talking about. You know how many people are going to college now and they're getting out and have nothing but over $100,000 of debt. And the job that they wanted to do no longer exists in this country anymore. So now they're just lost. So all of that time that they've been told to go to college and you go to college, you'll figure it out. Everything will make sense and everything. They're getting out and they're just in debt. There's nothing makes sense. There is no jobs for them anymore. So this is taking more and more options away for men to be able to produce and be something, feel good about themselves, and provide something for these young girls. So therefore, what do these girls do? They start messing with old guys.
Oh, God, that's the old heads.
So now it's like these dudes are lost. Like, okay, so what's the point? Why should I try? For what? I might as well bang what I can and keep it moving. That's the problem. It's not just figure out who you are. No.
On that note, let me go to commercial real quick, which I'm just going to do a short reading. And this commercial is brought to you by Deep Motivation. So whenever you just feel down, whenever you feel you go through tough times, or when you just don't feel like you want to listen to Shar any longer, everyone needs a little motivation. They not only give you a little motivation, but they give you deep motivation. Visit their site, www.deepmotivation.net. That's www.deepmotivation.net for your motivation merchandise. So let me read a couple comments. I'm just going to read like 3 of them that just came through for Shar. All right, let me scroll up here. Hold on. I've known my husband since I was in middle school, so Shar is wrong. I've been with him ever since. Hold on. I've loved my wife since high school. Shar's an asshole. I hope she never has a daughter. And from Facebook, I don't have to listen to her experts, and that's in quote. I don't have to listen to her experts. I work with teens every day. What she is saying is a bunch of crap. Those are just the comments, a couple of comments that are coming in for Shar.
Okay. Keep them coming. Keep them coming.
Thank you.
But listen, what she said earlier, I think is also an underlying issue is you have a lot of these young, well, I don't want to say young, you have a lot of middle-aged women involved in relationships or got married for the wrong reason. So they produce kids from that marriage or whatever. Probably had them before and then got married to cover their tracks because back then you were still considered a slut. You know, you have babies out here with no husband and blah, blah, blah. So now I think my theory is these women are regretting all of the things they did in life, and they feel, of course, like most people, grass is always greener on the other side. If I wouldn't have got married, everything would have been better because I would have been able to blah, 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 whatever it is that they concoct in their mind. So they're telling their young daughters because they see them crazy about some dude like they used to be crazy about some guy. And no, don't get serious about him. You just go ahead and blah, 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 blah. I heard a woman one time tell a young girl, don't ever get with the guy that you really, really like. Get with a dude that you kind of like, but he really likes you more. So she can always have complete control over the relationship and how. Like, this is what this grown woman told a young girl.
That's crazy.
Can you imagine how that warped, if she listened to it, how that warped her perception of how you're supposed to interact with your mate? in a relationship. Like they're a tool that you use in order to ease the burdens in your life, emotionally or possibly financially. Like that's the problem. That kind of influence is what will then throw them off.
That's crazy.
I hope she didn't listen to her, but that's a big issue. And I know Shaw probably has a lot of regrets with that relationship because she told us all the horrible stuff that was going on. But in the end of the day, your mother may have been, what's the word I'm looking for? She may have supported you, but the fact of the matter is you were being abused. And apparently either A, you couldn't talk to her, or B, if you did talk to her, her advice for you was to stay. So I don't know which one it was. We don't necessarily need to even dig into that. But the point of the fact of the matter is there was something in the way that you were processing, should I be in this relationship or not? Something was missing. Some thing that you didn't learn, something that was told to you that was the bad advice, or something that was just completely ignored.
Well, Logic. Let me just say this. I know a lot of women could probably relate to this, and I don't think it's the right answer. But at the time, I stayed because of my child. I wanted my child to grow up. That in my head, I wanted him to have both parents in the home.
My question is this.
That was literally why I stayed for until he was almost grown.
My thing is this. That's understandable. But if I had a daughter and she had a kid, or kids plural, and she told me that her dude was whooping her ass, I would not tell her, think of your kids. I would tell her to come home and we'll figure this out, but you need to get away from that, because that's not an option.
No, but logic, I would tell her to think of her kids. Do you want your kids to think that's normal to see that going on? You need to leave. Come home, I'll help you, and exactly what you said.
Yeah, I wouldn't let my mom help me. I wouldn't allow my mom to help me. I just wouldn't let her help me. She sent the cops to my house one time. I wouldn't even let her help me.
Sorry, listen to me. My point is, there was something that happened in your life, either that she told you, didn't tell you, or something else completely. But there was a complete disconnect on how you should conduct yourself and how one should conduct themselves with you in a relationship. Because ever since then, you've been with emotionally absent men who do not nurture you. That is a major...
And that's the funny thing. That's the funny thing, Logic. I was about to say, I was waiting for you to finish talking, and I was going to say, remember when we told Char to stay by herself for a year, and she couldn't do that?
Yeah.
You guys let me do 6 months. You guys said, okay, settle in 6 months, because I was like, a year? That's too long.
You didn't
and we all agreed.
You were like 2 or 3 months later.
No, you guys, honestly, no. It was April, because I kicked him out in November, and it wasn't until April that I reconnected with Charles, who I've known like forever. So that's 6 months, isn't it?
5 months.
Yeah. It was my birthday, actually.
Just messaged in, and they said, and here in 2018, I will go on record and say that Char needs therapy. Real talk.
No, I don't. I'm 50 years old, and I'm very happy.
It doesn't matter
I've never been treated better. As far as relationships, I've never been treated better. Everybody needs therapy. Everybody needs therapy. Everybody has mental issues that they haven't resolved since they were children. Everyone has something about them that's quirky or not right, and whether they want to admit it or not, and whether it's relationship-wise or whether it's just personal. So everybody needs some type of therapy. Nobody is walking around here with their head totally screwed on. Nobody is walking around with their head totally screwed on straight. Not every person. There's no way. No way.
Char, you know what you just did was deflect the issue, right?
Yes, you did.
No. I agree. Okay, I agree. I need therapy because of what. No, I need therapy because of the abuse that I've been through. But I don't. But other than that, because I never healed from that technically, because it's like 6 months later, another relationship that's turning into a marriage. But a lot of us have not healed from our other relationship, and we are not being honest with ourselves. And it really does make a difference if we do get help, but most of us don't. Sorry. It's easy to tell someone they need therapy, but a lot of us need
deflecting. You are deflecting. Nobody's talking about everybody else. The listener pointed out you. You then went on to say, well, everybody else.
Yes,
we're not talking about everybody else.
I said I do.
We're not even talking about this last relationship. We're talking about everything that happened before this relationship, whether it's your first marriage, whether it's the fact that your father wasn't around, whatever. You do need therapy.
I agree.
And it doesn't matter if you're 50, 60, 80. You should get it.
Okay, I totally agree with that. I did say I agree with that because it's. I mean, one relationship is just the same as the other. They're all wrong. So, but to say that, but see, no one's going to believe this one. But the sugar daddy relationship that lasted 10 years, he actually had two personalities. And when I say that one personality was completely nurturing of me, that's what he was. The other personality was just too high strung. He was very high strung, and that was that. But
listen
no,
to what you're
you
saying,
guys,
though. No,
wait.
I just
what I'm going through, and I'm telling you, it was a very nurturing relationship in every other manner.
I just want you to pay attention to something you just said. Out of a relationship where a guy was abusing you, then you spent another 10 years in a relationship with a dude with a personality disorder. That's not normal, Shar.
I know that. But I mean, but we can't say it wasn't nurturing because he had two personalities. A lot of people do.
Shar, it doesn't matter. You're talking about somebody who has a mental disability, who is not emotionally available for you. And on top of that, they have a mental disability. That's not a relationship to settle in. But somewhere in your mind, you were so starved for something, anything would do. Here comes this guy.
No, that's not true. I was not starved. He wanted to listen to this. I tried to break up with him. I tried to break up with him 6 years ago, and he begged me not to. He was in a war in Afghanistan as an electrician. He was on the front as an electrician. He was in a war zone in Afghanistan in an isolated base, and it's very dangerous. And this is 6 years ago. He's like, no, don't do this to me while I'm over here. Please just wait until I get back. It would be devastating. My head was almost blown off yesterday. I need you right now. I tried so many times. I've never been in any thirsty position where I had to have a man. If anything, it's hard for me. It's hard for me to push people away because people. All men have pursued me. I'm usually the girl that says, get away. Matter of fact, the same guy, the sugar daddy, I would not return his calls for 9 weeks. He kept saying, you don't like me. You won't return my calls. You're right. If I was interested, you would know. The only way he even ended up with me is because of his persistence, and that's pretty much everyone that I've ever had a relationship with. So that's the opposite of a thirsty, desperate person. I just keep it moving. If anything, I give in at some point.
Wait a minute. Damn. Who is saying anything about being thirsty and desperate?
I just heard you. You just said, you just used the word desperate. You just said something, and I'm just letting you know that's not it.
All right. Settle yourself down. Your problem is that you are constantly looking for an insult. Okay? There's something wrong with you.
I'm what?
Constantly looking. Oh, my God. You're constantly looking. What in Would you stop talking and listen? You're constantly looking for an insult.
You just gave me one. You just gave me one, and I retaliated it. What's wrong with that?
Oh, my God. If you would have listened to what I was saying, I said you were desperate for the emotional aspect that you were missing in a relationship. So you accepted the first thing that came along. Doesn't mean that you were thirsty and desperate as in these chicks running around trying to bang anything just so some guy paying attention to. I'm not saying that. Okay? You're missing my point.
But I still don't agree because I wasn't interested. He chased me for 2 months. If I was wanting to feel something, I would have jumped on it. And I don't mean physically. You know what I mean? I would have been like, oh, okay. I wasn't interested. I wasn't the least bit. I mean, I literally was like, I'm okay. I didn't need anybody.
You're still talking about a guy who did not want to commit to you.
He wanted to be married. He asked me 1,000 times. I said no because of his mental.
You are lying. I don't.
No, I am not lying. No, I am not lying.
Listen to me, Shar. You're full of shit. I don't believe
I'm
that
not.
at all.
No, I'm not.
That. And I don't believe that this guy was off in Afghanistan with his old ass doing something over there at the war effort. It wasn't happening. Okay, what it was is
you know what, Logic? Logic, you don't know everything. He's a master electrician. He's a master electrician. The electrician, if you know about the construction, if you know about this life and about they all work with a union. So the point is that you get contracts overseas even as a civilian, and they put you right there, right in the middle of everything happening. It's not like you're in the front lines with artillery, but everybody around you has that. So there was bombings every single day on this base and everywhere else they were. It was extremely dangerous. That's why they pay you so much money. 6 figures plus, okay? And that did happen. Okay. And literally he gave me a ring. It was something like 18 carats or something, less than 3 months dating. And he said, listen, I want to marry you. This is not your engagement ring, but I'm letting you know right now I want to marry you. I said, no. No. He asked me again a couple of months later. Then he told his mother, oh, she's going to be my wife. She's going to marry me. She doesn't think she wants it now. He asked me a dozen times. I kept saying no because in my heart, I knew that I was not going to have a future with him. So I haven't lied about anything.
Okay.
Just because you understand something is not my fault.
Let me recap, and I'm really going to ask you not to interrupt because I just want to get through everything. And I want the rest of the panel to chime in here. All right. So just to recap. You're saying that you got divorced and you were chilling for who knows how much time. Somewhere you met a master electrician who apparently was high enough up in the union chains to be able to get a lucrative 6-figure contract overseas with the Afghanistan war effort. Somewhere in between him getting ready to go, possibly gone, come back, he finds you, falls head over heels, wants to marry you. You say no. He sets you up with a house. You get into this sugar baby relationship. Then somewhere along the line, I suppose that he loses that 6-figure contract after all of these years of possibly making copious amounts of guac. Then he goes to Florida or wherever he went to go live with his son because he ran out of money because that's why he was trying to kick you out of the house in the first place. And that's where you went through that whole issue. No? What am I getting wrong? Rest of the panel. What am I getting wrong? Didn't she say that?
You got everything wrong. Everything. He asked me to marry him early into the relationship. How are you going to ask the panel when I'm the one that knows the truth? No, and he never went to live with his son, and he's always made 6 figures. When I met him, he was making $28,000 a month.
I thought he went to live with his son.
I thought he wanted to live with his son.
No, I never said no. I never said, why would he go live with his son? I never said his son was coming to live with him. His son was going to California to live with him. No, what was that?
California?
I said, how are all of us getting it wrong? We're 3 different people.
Because maybe none of you listened. The man did not. Why would his son come? His son lives in Atlanta. That's the only grown son in Atlanta. He wanted to help him get into the union, so he said, at the time they stationed him in California because all these he's a traveler. It's called a traveler. Okay, that means you're an electrician.
Who got stationed?
That's
Who's
what
in the military?
Call it. He said, listen, no, this is just the way it's set up with the union. When you're a traveler, they give you a particular location, and that's it. So he traveled. He lived in Brazil, Thailand, doing the same thing. At this point, it was California. He's still in California.
How did he run out of money to the point where he needed to sell?
He didn't run out of money. I never said he ran out of money.
You are a liar because that's what
I never said he ran out of money. They stopped. You can lose your contract.
Did she say that he ran out of money and that she needed to leave the contract?
No, he never ran. He's still no. You might be off of work because the project might stop for whatever reason for a couple of months. Or even like 8 months or whatever, but that's it. But he never ran out of money. He's a master electrician. He's always working. He's working now. He told me a couple of weeks ago, I don't know if this contract's going to be up. And I guess he was nervous, but all you do is all you do is sign the books and they put you right on to the next job, paying the same thing, if not more. It's a lot of money. He's always done that. Always done that. What was that?
Wait. You say you still talking to him?
No, I don't have any. No, I don't know. No.
You said he told me a couple weeks ago. That's all I was going to say. Did I miss something?
No,
what
listen, because I only send his mail, which I stopped that, by the way, because my current my fiance and I had a big fight about that.
You said you were going to stop that like a month ago. So
No. Listen. It's not up to me to stop the mail. It's up to him to forward his own mail. So we stopped the mail, right? But guess what? All the utilities are still in both of our name and the lease. That's the problem. So when we practice about bill, yes, because I'm still living here. That's one reason we wanted to find a house so we can get a fresh start away from this.
Living in a house that's in another dude's name.
Another man's name.
What would you do? What would you do? When you move, that's why
we're looking for another man's name.
That's why we're looking for a home to get out of this one. But guess what? The electrician told me I can remove his name. He told me that a long time ago, 3 years ago. He said, you can take my name off the lease. I have that power. The only reason I left his name, on the lease is it helped me get lower insurance. My insurance was really expensive. That's the only reason.
DJ, you hear this shit, right?
But we don't talk. We don't talk only because my fiance doesn't like for us to be too, communicate too much because he's kind of like.
Wait a minute. This is the same fiance that is a business owner, right?
Yes.
Very successful.
Yes.
But you're still living in your ex's house. Right.
That's what I don't understand. If he's a business owner,
my ex hasn't been here in 3. He hasn't been here. I just told you we were looking for a home for 4 months, and I'm talking about a 5 or 6 bedroom home, not some little rinky-dink house. A very expensive, beautiful home.
I don't care how big it is, but I don't. Okay,
no, you're not listening. You're not listening to what I'm saying. You're not listening to what I'm saying. We looked for 4 months to move out of this place because of the issues of how the paperwork is tied up with the sugar daddy. But that makes him uncomfortable. That makes him uncomfortable. But wait, so why would I cut off my utilities and then I have to start with my credit, which is probably shot, when I can just let it ride out until we move and shut everything down? That's the smartest thing to do. I'm saying to take all his name is not carrying.
Why don't you just take old dude's name off of the thing? Why doesn't
off of what? The lease or the utilities?
Off of the lease or whatever. Why doesn't your dude just take it over if you have that much money?
I just told you. Okay, just because the panel doesn't know, I was very sick at one point over the year. Okay, and my insurance was sky high. I didn't cover hardly whatever, and so if I kept it on the insurance, I was able to keep the program that I had before. But I had to show the lease, who was on the lease. It has to be the same people that are on the lease that are on the bills. I explained. He knows that.
Your whole life is riding on your sugar daddy. And your current dude is completely okay with that.
No. That is not true. Listen, first of all, when I met him, I had an apartment. I did not need to be here. He asked me to redecorate his place. He asked me to find a place for him that was close to the strip because there's not anything near the strip. So I found this place here, and I had an apartment. But the place I was hired at literally was 50 feet across the driveway at MGM Grand. And he said, well, why would you go all the way across town to your new place if you could live here? Once I decorated his house, we started liking each other, and then we realized, okay, why not? That's why I'm here. I did not need him. I was always making plenty of money.
Both of y'all are in movies. So, BJ, you do the lighting. Logic, you direct. But we need to get a telenovela.
Whatever. Just because people don't, if you don't understand my life, does not change it. If you don't understand my life, it doesn't change it. It doesn't change my reality.
Let's do this.
If you don't understand my life, it doesn't change my reality.
And all we have to do is record Char. And then you know how they do in Drunk History, have everybody lip sync? We need to just record Char and then have the actors and actresses just do the telenovela around her life, around what she's saying. I think we would be rich.
Here's the thing. I mean, this is bizarre. Don't get me wrong.
This is why I said we need to have a soap opera.
I would rather Char. It's more important for me to, in some way, have Char understand the lateral movements that she's making instead of actually getting to what the core of the problem is. I don't know what the problem is. I don't have all the answers. I don't know. But I just know when things don't make sense or if somebody has patterns. She has patterns. And she says a lot of things that don't make sense. And I don't mean to offend you, Shar, but you sound like one of these fast-talking chicks that always got a reason why something is happening. You sound like you're full of shit to me, personally. That's just what you sound like. It's
that's
weird.
Okay. That's your opinion, but it's not true. That's your opinion. Everything I say is truthful. Yeah, okay. Everything. It sounds crazy to me, too, sometimes, but that's exactly what happened. Everything I said is exactly what happened.
You do. Okay, let's say this. Logically, though, you would have to admit it sounds a bit outlandish, what you're saying.
Yes, I do. I do admit it, because when it was happening, it felt that way.
Okay.
So, yes, I do admit that.
My thing is this. Whether or not this guy exists, whether or not that this dude is a business owner, in the end of the day, if you do find yourself living in a guy's house that you used to have a sex for money operation with, you should probably.
It was not like that. Okay, you're exaggerating. We were in a real relationship. He just so happened to have a lot of money, and he spoiled me. It wasn't like it wasn't from a website. This was not a man from the Sugar Daddy website. He is because he treated me because he spoiled me like that because of his money. But I didn't meet him on the website. I met other people on the website. He was not someone. He was not some. You can be a sugar daddy because of what you do for that woman. That's all a sugar daddy is a man that spoils a woman and spends time with her. That's it.
Shar.
Okay, Shar.
If your son had a daughter and she said she wanted to get into a sugar baby relationship with a 70-year-old man, would you give her the thumbs up and tell her great job?
Probably not. The way you're making it sound so creepy.
Then let's stop it there.
This wasn't like that. He was not that much older than me.
Stop it there.
Okay, but why are y'all comparing that? I did not meet the man on the website. He is not an official sugar daddy on the website. We're not talking about somebody I met on SugarDaddy.com. I met people on SugarDaddy.com, not him. I did not meet him there. I met him at a nice jazz, jazz whatever type of party or whatever. No, I didn't meet him on the Sugar Daddy website. He happened to be one because of the money that he has. No, because he was not an official. He was an official sugar daddy. You meet for specifically like this is what that guy does, whatever. He just so happens.
Look. I don't want to go down this creepy road. Okay, in the end of the day, Sean.
And he wasn't 70. He's only 10 years older than me. When I met him, he was only 40. I'm not that old anyway.
Listen to me. It doesn't matter if you meet a drug dealer in the alleyway or you go to drugdealer.com to meet him. He's still a drug dealer. So in the end of the day,
start that website.
In the end of the day, do you love this guy that you're with? Do you have feelings for him?
Absolutely, yes, of course. I wouldn't have accepted to marry him. I wouldn't just because.
All right. Hey.
I said no to everybody else all these years.
In the end of the day, get out of the house with the guy that you used to bang. Okay?
Thank you.
Get out of that house.
Thank you.
Logic, I told you that. I told you that. Y'all are not listening. We are looking for a home for 4 months. We're going to relocate out of Nevada.
We know that, Char. Let Logic finish.
I feel like we want to be here. He's not okay. I'm not okay with it.
My God.
Kyrie, do you see why men die quicker?
Woo, quicker.
Do you see why women just outlive men by 7, 8, 9, 15? Do you see what I'm talking about?
Well, I was actually just thinking, I wonder if this is what it's like to have a female friend. Do females do this stuff with each other?
Yes.
Oh God, I'm glad I dodged that bullet.
I have been trying to get to 1 point for 27 minutes. She has gone to Afghanistan, to California, to describing how the union deal with their people. I have been trying to get to 1 point, and she cannot stop.
Well, hurry up, Logic. We only have 90 seconds. Get to your point real quick.
I have nothing left. You take it.
Well, good.
I'm going for a pack of cigarettes.
You made Logic take up smoking. Good God.
I think he made it
like
27 minutes ago.
I can't. If I I had one, and I can't even really say it was a friend, but an acquaintance. I told y'all I almost strangled her. I blacked out and almost strangled her. This is why I don't have female friends, can't be gay, and I thank God that I am not a dude. Because, look, I'd be in jail somewhere. Anyways, next week we'll finally get to our fan email that we didn't get to read tonight, and we'll also be taking your relationship questions. We were supposed to be going through the first relationship questions of 2018, but either way, this turned out to be an amazing show. So we'll do that next week right here on No Conduct Radio, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you, everyone who called in. And sorry I didn't read all the messages on air, but y'all would have made Char think that you hated her. I know everybody was just angry.
Oh, no, I don't mind at all. Keep them coming. Everyone have a great week. Keep the letters coming.
Peace out, everyone.
Goodbye.
Oh, my God. I have a headache. I don't drink alcohol, but I need to go drink.